Hi everybody and welcome back. Right, in this video we're going to look at a new type of event. Now if you remember when we in our fundamentals we talked about a couple of events, the player added and the character added events, which we will make use of in this project, but we will learn about a new type of event called a touched event. So over in the Explorer window, click on your tile part and we're going to add a script to our tile. So this one will be our tile script, and I'm going to show you the longhand way of doing this to begin with, for clarity. Alright, we'll begin by getting access to our players service. So players equals game get service, and we want to get the players, all the players in the game. Now we'll need a variable to represent our tile, so we'll create one tile, and if you remember, the script is connected to the tile, which is its parent. Right, now we're going to use one of our variables, our data types. We'll create a variable called db, and we're going to set it to true. Now this is a debounce variable. So this is how we're going to use it. So debounce variable is used to control the flow of code. So we'll turn this off a little bit shortly so that you can see why we use it. But for now, just declare it up the top here, and then we will run the code. So the touched event is used when a player touches the part that this script is connected to. So we'll write a function and call this tile touched, and it will be triggered when the player touches the tile. Alright, so underneath this now we can say tile dot touched, and you'll see the little lightning bolt there, which means that it's an event. So touched, and then we put a colon. And remember, we want to connect a function to it, and the function we want to connect is the tile touched function. Alright, and that will run. So let's put in here print just touched for now, and we will run this and we'll see if that actually works for us. Alright, so I'm loaded in here. There's our tile in front of us, and if I run on, can you see touched is being triggered lots and lots of times? So 30, 40, 50, it's just running over and over. So even if we're on 74, even if I just try to just touch it, did you see that it ran a whole bunch of times? And that is why we use a debounce to control how many times the code runs when we touch the part. So we can stop the game there, and we'll get rid of our print in there. So that was just an example. All right. Now, when a player does touch this, we want to work out, well, which character or player was it that touched. Now, we can add a parameter into our touched function, and we're going to call it hit. Now, hit, I'll put up here as a comment, hit is the part that touches the tile. Right, so now we could put in here print hit and run the game again. So we still not using our debounce just yet. However, when I run on now, can you see that parts of our character are now hitting the tile, right foot, left foot, and other parts as well. We can use this information then because we know that all of these parts inside of this character are children of that. So any of these, alright, its parent is going to be the character. So if that is the case, we can create a variable, and we'll use local char, just short for character, will equal hit dot parent. And we can print character now. So let's test that and see if that gives us what we're looking for. And there it is. So my character name is now, so where it's not just the name, it's the actual character that is hitting the part. Alright, so when we work with characters, there are other things in the game that you may have moving around. Say we had enemies, a zombie running around. Now if we had a zombie running around, it would have a humanoid part in it, and characters also have a humanoid. So we need to check whether it's actually a character that is touching the part. So we will get the local humanoid part, so HUM for short, equals, and the humanoid, if you remember, is a part of the character. So we can say character find first child and the humanoid. Once we have that information, we can add a conditional statement that will control our script for us. So we can say if humanoid is true and DB up the top, then run the code for the player. Now, just putting the DB there doesn't necessarily do anything, because while it's true, this will just run over and over again. So the first thing that we do, and we'll put it below the comment, is we set DB to be false. And then towards the end of the script, we'll add a task.wait of say 2 seconds, and then we'll set it back to be true. So the player will touch the tile, it'll run this once, but won't let it run again until this goes back to true, so it can only run every 2 seconds. So we can say print, and we could even put in here now character.name, touched the tile. And let's give that a run and see how we go. So I'm loaded in there, and let's run on, and now you'll see it's only running every couple of seconds like I planned for it to do. So it's saying Crazy Bill the Farmer touched the tile every couple of seconds. Alright, so that's the main part of this. Now the only other thing that we would want to get a hold of after this will be our player. So local player, after we've decided that we have the character, then we want to find the attached player to this character. So we can say equals, and we can look in players, and we can use a method, so add a colon, and we can get player from character. And we simply need to add the character in here, and that will give us the player. And just to check that that is all working, let's say hello, and we'll use our concatenation, that's what the 2 dots means, player.name, and then ... you stepped on me. And let's run that. Alright, and now if I run on, you'll see, hello Crazy Bill, you stepped on me. And then that will only run every couple of seconds. Alright, so that is the beginning of our touch script, and I have done it in the longhand way, meaning that there is a better way to do this, but we will get to that shortly. However, just make sure everything's working the way it should there, and we will move on to the next lesson. So I shall see you there.